We need like Brandon. Oh.
Hello!
Welcome.
And welcome to the LT
show
with Spencer Cheyne, our special guest.
Yeah. Hi, Spence.
Hi, buddy.
How are you?
Doing good. Got a coffee?
Nice.
We've got 0 people online, and it is a good day to be alive. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We are here in the beautiful studio that Spencer does all his magic in.
Yeah. We sang all our vocals like right there.
Yeah.
For the EP that we're working on finishing, thanks to this fellow.
Yeah. So maybe
producer,
explain,
mixer extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say maybe explain what he does. So Spencer's our producer, but he is known top mixer in the world or something. I don't know what the latest ranking is. He's very humble, so I won't say it. But amazing mixer. We're gonna talk all about what mixing is, but not too much because we want to keep the audience interested. Right. But why don't you tell us about what you do with us? How you work with us?
What is it that you do?
Yeah, I make your record.
Yeah.
Yes. But you're not just mixing a record, you're also a producer. So people are always like, what does the producer do? Some people think that if you find a producer, then all of a sudden you're famous. Obviously, that happened to us. But it wasn't really because of you. But like, what
it was partially because of you.
What does a producer do versus a mixer?
So a producer's job is really just to produce the record, however, in whatever form or whatever it takes, basically, to make the music happen.
Okay.
So there's different types of producers. Some producers are the type of people who literally play every instrument and they write the song and they're like just kind of one of these amazing freaks who can do everything.
Okay.
Then there's other producers like who literally they don't play an instrument. They don't even know how to play music. They just know what the record should sound like, but they're really good at putting people together and saying like your record should sound like this, so we should get this player, this player, this player. You know. So the producer's job is basically just like, you know, the director of a movie, I guess, where you just have to make it all happen, no matter what it takes.
Okay.
And you have to get a good performance out of the artist. Sometimes
can be difficult.
Sometimes you gotta, you know, if the song has to be sad, you have to actually make the singer sad.
So do you just like yell insults at them?
Yeah. No, well, he did make you cry, and
he has made me cry before.
But that's all on purpose,
yeah.
so that you
so
can
it's okay.
Get the right emotional performance out of it.
Right.
So how do you like hear a final song, like hearing the song in its final state before
it happens?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always kind of had that, I guess, and it doesn't make sense to me when people can't hear. But I know most people can. But whenever I hear something, it's like maybe it's like an artist who like they can see the painting before they paint it. It's all up here.
See, because I can literally never hear drums when I write a song.
Yeah.
I'm not even just saying that because you're a drummer. Like, I remember when we were talking about, I'm like, I can't hear anything beyond melody, lyrics, and like, I never have that producer mind.
Right.
But then when I hear it, I'm like, yeah, that sounds amazing, great. But that's what's interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just maybe that's something I've a gift I have where.
Right.
And same thing with mixing. Like when I hear a mix, I can already hear what it should sound like finished. I just have to get it there.
Okay, explain the mixing thing, because the main misconception about mixing is people think it's adjusting the levels when it is so much more than that.
Yeah, I mean, like at its most basic form, mixing is adjusting the levels and balancing things and making sure that the EQ, if something's too bright or too dark or, it doesn't have enough bass or treble,
Right.
But that's like the very, very basics of it. It's as if you were, if you were a piano player and saying, well, learning how to play the piano is just learning a C major scale.
Right.
But,
false.
But playing music that affects people is so much more than just learning those technical things.
Right.
So, yeah, like levels, EQ, compression, all these like technical things you have to learn them in order to mix. But mixing is basically bringing out the emotion out of the song and making the song, like whatever the song is about, bringing that to life and making it so that who's ever listening to the song can feel that and can connect that. So, if the song is supposed to be a sad song, do whatever it takes to make the listener feel sad when they hear it.
Right.
If the song is about partying and like dancing, it better make you want to move when you hear it.
So what I don't understand is how you can listen to a song and be like, this is a great song, but the mix is not good. Like, what if the artist just didn't give how can you tell when it's the mix that's not good? and it's not that the artist didn't give a good performance.
When the mix doesn't connect with the song, basically. So
You view them as two separate things.
Yeah, well, like, okay, again, let's say it's a very sad song, but the mix is super slick and polished and very, like, big and punchy, and, like, that doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Right.
The song is supposed to be small and sad, and you know, it just, there's a disconnect between the emotion. It would be like if you were watching a horror movie and everything was really bright colored and very brightly lit up, and it just
Wait, doesn't
it would
And
there
the
would be
music is like just a little happy.
yeah, it
just
just
a little happy.
it just wouldn't wouldn't make sense in my opinion.
Right.
Right.
For sure. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, and I mean this is just one man's opinion, but
For sure.
But yeah, that's kind of how I view it. It's like it's all part of the storytelling process, and the point in music is to convey emotions and to connect with, to make someone feel something. So all the way from the songwriting, you agonize over the lyrics and the melody to make someone feel what your message is.
Right.
The production and the mix, all of that has to
Come together
or support that.
Support you, right.
If you have like, if you have a song about being super depressed, but like the music is super upbeat and major and happy, and I mean sometimes you can have elements of that almost as like a comedic thing,
Right.
like that juxtaposition. But
Yeah.
Right.
I think in general the production and the mix really has to match what the song is about, or at least convey that emotion.
Right.
Yeah.
So how many people are there in Canada that are just straight? Because what I'm learning is there's not a lot of people that are just straight mixers. Like, there's not a lot of people. So you've kind of created your own job, your own career, like being like, I'm just going to do this. Because you don't, he only produces, like, the people that you really connect with. I'm joking, no. But we have worked with you since
Day one.
Since
actually.
day one.
Yeah.
So we kind of are very, very fortunate to have you as a producer, but mixing is your main thing.
Yeah, like I only produce 5% of the time.
Right.
Mixing is definitely where my heart's at, and what I love about it is that I get to work on so many different records, and
Right.
maybe I'm just like impatient or whatever, but producing takes a long time. To make a record, it can be a very lengthy process, whereas with mixing, I can be working on a new song every day.
Right.
Right.
And it's just, to me, that's like every day I get to the studio and I don't know what I'm mixing. My assistant sends me track to mix, and it's like a Christmas present for me. I'm like, what do I get to open today?
Right.
What do I get to mix today? Like,
Yeah.
And for me, it's like a puzzle I gotta solve every day, and I love solving puzzles. And it's like, how do I make this song work?
Right.
How do I make it, come across?
Yeah.
And
So-
do you remember if, like, it was there like a specific time where you were like, mixing is like what I actually really love to do? Like, how did you find out that that's what you wanted to?
So I used to, like, when I used to be like recording engineer, producer, and mixer, kind of trying to do everything, which most people do.
Right.
And I kind of realized that the only reason I was engineering or producing was so that I got to mix. Because at that time, no one was sending me stuff to mix. So
Right.
if I recorded something and produced it, then I got to mix it. So but then I kind of realized, well, like, why am I doing all this other stuff when I really just love mixing?
Right.
Now, I still do, like, production, parts of production, but I don't think I could do it all the time. I think
Right.
mixing is really my thing, and, the odd project that I really like or really feel connected to, then I can, But producing takes a lot of emotional effort and a lot of time.
Right.
And I think if your heart, like, some people love doing that all the time, but I just maybe don't have the patience for it.
Yeah.
For
But then you were just in Paris, right? Was it Mixed with the Masters? Is that what that
Yeah.
class was called? Like, chat about that experience.
Yeah, so I got to go hang out with Tony Maserati for a week, who's a Grammy Award-winning mixer. You've heard his work over the last, 3 decades.
Like, who has he worked with again?
Beyonce to Mariah Carey to Lady Gaga to Selena Gomez to Robin Thicke to
That's crazy.
Jason Mraz to, like, literally just... And he did a lot of hip-hop, like, all the hip-hop stuff in the 80s, 90s that was coming out in New York, like, most of that was him.
Huh.
So he's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what kind of stuff did you, like, learn and talk about in the course then?
His philosophies and concepts, music, and how he approaches mixing and what it is to him, to, like, little tips and tricks, technical things.
What was, like, the biggest takeaway where you're like, that's life changing?
I think for me, because I've done this thing with two of my other heroes,
Right.
so I think I kind of already was expecting what he would say, and then when he said it, it was like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, it's just good validation, I guess.
Right.
That yeah, the first time I did it with Manny Marroquin, who he's 8 Grammys and like any top 40 hit you listen on the radio, he's mixed half of them.
Right.
But yeah, when I first did that with him, it was just like my mind got blown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whereas now you've done it 3 times.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
I know what to expect.
Yeah, kind of. And it was just like every guy has their own style and different way of getting to the end result.
Right.
But they all get it to the same end result.
So basically, mixing is a much more creative process than people think.
Yeah, I think, and you know what? It is a funny misconception because people think engineering or mixing is a very nerdy thing, maybe not musical at all. But to me, obviously, you have to learn technical things to be able to do it. But so do you when you're playing music. You have to learn many technical things to be able to play music and to
be creative
and emote. And so for me, mixing all those technical things are just learning my instrument. Once I know my instrument, for me, it's actually my form of songwriting.
Right.
Yeah, like people songwrite with lyrics, melody, and chords.
Right.
But for me, it's like I'm songwriting with emotions, feelings, and like sonic textures.
Right. Sonic
textures.
Yeah.
Hashtag sonic textures.
Oh my gosh, that should be like your I don't know, like on your business card or something.
Yeah.
Master of sonic textures.
Sonic texturizer.
Yeah, I love that.
But a lot of when you listen to a song, when you really connect to it, a lot of that really comes down to having a great mix.
Right.
I mean, the song has to be good, but
hearing what you need to hear in the specific moment in the song. Too,
exactly.
Right?
It's like a great photograph. If you took a huge photograph, let's say, of a busy city like New York, and there's a million things to look at, but you want the listener or the viewer to see the homeless guy on the street, and they want you to feel sad. Well, if everything is in focus, someone might be looking at the skyscraper. Someone might be looking at Central Park. Right. But really, all you want them to focus on at that moment is this homeless guy, and they want you to feel for him.
Right.
You're not going to feel that unless you're
zeroed in
and focused, and everything else is blurry, and it's So, yeah, for me, I really view it as like I'm part of the writing process in a way, and it's very creative to me. It's not a technical thing. Just like music is not a technical thing, even though you have to have technical ability in order to do it.
Right. I just want to make sure. Oh, that we were still going because there was a red line.
There was a red line.
But I think we're good.
I should probably turn the screen up. Is it good?
Yeah.
I hope so. I don't know what
this internet thing is.
Is your internet bad?
No. I just
the internet's crazy.
I'm not very good at social media. Let's just say that.
But we are. You're running this thing, so if it doesn't work, it's Brighton's fault.
It's all my fault.
Well, and you're a songwriter yourself and a musician yourself, which probably makes it. More like you get to be part of many different processes of the.
Yeah, maybe that's why I view mixing the way I do, because I come at it from being a musician, from the artistic side, whereas I guess some people might come at it from a purely technical side. But
Now, we have done our research on you, Spencer, and we do know that your adolescence was spent as a classical violinist. So, do you ever regret making the move into the world of pop and country, and do you really wish that you kind of were like the concert master of...
No.
No?
Zero. Not that I have anything against classical musicians. I mean, I think they're amazing. But for me, I want to be making music that, like, basically, I want to, affect as many people as I can.
You don't think Bach affected people?
Okay, fair.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. He's still affecting people. My dad listens to him every night.
But I think with pop music, there's this huge, wide audience that, I don't know. I just connect to it.
And but the question is, like, when do we get to see you pull up the violin again at some point and just...
Both of you should do
we can do the Bach double. Do you remember that song?
I played it, yes.
So did I. I was probably better.
Next week on the LT show.
Oh, dear Lord.
Amazing.
That's going to cost you.
Okay, let's ask some questions beyond music, because let's see who Spencer Cheyne is behind the music. What are some hobbies that you have beyond music-related stuff?
Well, I love wine.
Is that a hobby? Just
It
drinking
is.
wine?
Yeah.
It's not drinking it.
Oh.
I love learning about it and researching it and
Okay. Tell us a good wine
taste
fact.
Ooh, what was the one that we had that one night? I still can't get it.
Amarone.
Oh, yes.
The
Yeah.
2007.
Yeah.
Good year. Good grapes that year.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me because it, these winemakers, to them, it's their art form. And every bottle of wine you have, you'll never have another bottle of wine that will taste exactly like it because every year is different. Doesn't matter if it's the same grape grown on the same vine, every single year will be different.
Right.
And how long it's aged. So it's like this art form that you get to experience and taste. And
you get to be like, it's a very classy hobby to have.
I guess
feel
so, yeah.
like. Yeah.
He's fancier than we are.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I'm into that.
Wine.
I love yoga. I'm really into yoga.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I work a lot, so I don't have a lot of hobbies.
Well, it's good that you like what you do then.
Well,
Yeah.
It's nice when like work is your hobby.
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing.
especially, Like, we played a show last night, and it's like I can't believe
That was
we're
I
getting
know.
paid to do this. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like
Well,
the best thing ever.
That's they always say like, well, whatever you want to do, just if you won the lottery, what would you do? And do that. And
Yeah.
I honestly like, if I didn't need to make another dime, I would just keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, question though. What if you had to pick a different career outside of music? What would you do?
Ooh.
Ooh. So I would definitely probably be something either in science or finance.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is that?
I'm obsessed with space and physics and like
Yeah.
So like you'd be
Quantum-
like an astronaut, or you'd be like
no, just like a or like a theoretical physicist or
Oh,
like
really?
yeah,
Like Big Bang Theory.
the theory of relativity and like
So that kind. So like
That's
lifelong learner.
I
It seems
love
like
learning.
you're a lifelong
I
learner.
love learning.
Maybe-
Maybe that's my hobby.
Maybe you'd be like a
Yeah.
professor. Maybe you'd be a professor. I'm telling you what your answer is. You'd be a professor of like theoretical particle string theory physics.
Mm.
Yeah, because that's a thing.
Well, and the interesting thing is like sound is physics, especially the recording side. You really have to understand the physics of sound to be able to mix.
Right.
It's all based on science.
Right.
You have to know the science to be able to be creative,
Okay.
but it is all based on science.
So that's science. What would you do if you were in finance?
Well, I'm pretty
Are you?
competitive.
I was gonna say, are you aggressive enough to be? Are you heartless enough though to be?
Well,
like,
see, this is the thing. I'm not
yeah.
heartless enough, but I was very good at math and science as a
Right.
kid, and like, just numbers, and I like the stock market and investing, and
Right.
yeah.
Well, that's good.
So yeah.
I feel like that's a common thing that people are always confused about when they see music people that are interested in business, which is what you and I are like.
Yeah.
But the two go hand in hand a lot of the time because
It
you're
is
basically
more
running
music,
your own business.
It is the music business.
Absolutely.
I always tell, whenever I'm working with a new artist, I always tell them like, what you're essentially doing is you're starting a brand or you're creating a product that you want to sell.
Right.
And you're starting a business, so like, you can't just be I mean, you can just be an artist if you want, but if you just want to be an artist and you want to make money off it, that's two different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very true.
You might as well just go paint in your house, for yourself.
Very bad connection, it says.
Oh.
But hopefully we're still on.
Are you on my Wi-Fi? Oh, you're not.
Oh.
Interesting. You probably should have been.
I could. Do you want to get connected?
Well, we're almost done.
Yeah, let's give a few would you rathers.
Okay.
I need you to. We are live, so we can't. So like, answer quickly. Don't like take forever to decide. Okay. Would you rather be itchy for the rest of your life or be sticky for the rest of your life?
Definitely sticky.
Why? That's
Being
a very
itchy-
confident answer.
Being itchy is the worst.
Yeah.
I would agree though. Sticky's like, nah.
Yeah.
Would you rather eat a bowl of vomit or lick a hobo's foot? For sure, the foot. I
For
lick
sure
it.
the foot.
I could definitely lick a foot.
Yeah, for sure. It's a one lick.
Also, like, yeah.
I feel like these are easy.
Okay, fine. Would you rather? Oh, I can't say some of these words. Would you always have hiccups for the rest of your life, or always feel like you have to sneeze but not be able to?
Oh, definitely hiccups.
I think hiccups.
Yeah.
Because that feeling is the worst
Oh,
when
it's
you
the worst.
can't get it out, and the hiccups you would just.
I don't
get
know, but
used
the
to.
hiccup. Yeah, I don't know. The hiccups would also just suck though.
But like, that's the worst. And it's so unsatisfying when you can't do it.
That's true.
This is weird. Would you rather eat a potato and feel its pain or be a potato?
What?
No comment?
I know. I don't know what that is.
Where
No.
did that?
I'm reading it off. This is BuzzFeed. I can never trust it.
Oh.
This is. Would you rather know when you're gonna die or know how you're gonna die?
Ooh.
I would say how, because then you just wouldn't know. Man, that's
I would
hard,
say
actually.
when.
Yeah.
Because then I think it actually would make things special because you'd be like, well,
this is how much time I have left.
this is how much time I have left, and I'm really going to make use of it. I think so often people
That's very
just...
true.
I just assume I'm gonna die each night I go to bed.
Wow, that's morbid.
No, but like I think if I knew when I was gonna die,
Like,
That's hard.
think if you had 10 years left to live, would you do stuff? You might do stuff differently because like, okay, well, I got to make use of this time.
yeah. But then also I'd love to be like, oh, Annika, you're gonna die in your sleep sleep. Then I'd be like, actually, then you're right because then I'd always be.
You'd always be wondering when.
Was this gonna happen?
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's like, oh, you get hit by a bus, it's like every time
You'd
you
be
cross the street, you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was good teamwork, kind of figuring that out. But yeah,
Way to go.
I mean, as they say, each day we're closer to death. So each day they say
if you're not living, you're dying.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Do you have any questions for us, Spencer? As kind of like your favorite act kind of thing? You know?
I didn't think of any questions.
You didn't think of any questions.
But I just do want to make sure people know too. I'm not just the only producer on their EP.
Of course, Justin Cudstagram.
I'm co-producing it with Justin Cutting, who's an amazing.
So what's
Yeah,
that
very
like?
good.
Basically, then now sharing that job with someone else.
Well, I think that's. I mean, and maybe this
We
is
should
why.
have got him here.
Yeah, we should have.
Probably like, I do not want to be there.
I think that's why I don't mind doing the production thing every once in a while when I have someone to bounce ideas off of. Because to me, music, I really like collaborating with people, and it's great having another guy you trust and whose opinion you value say like, hey, is this good or not? I don't know, like.
Right.
And then if they're like, I don't know, or if they're like, yeah, that's banging, it's like, okay, great, let's go.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, he's like, he's one of my best friends, and he's just one of the best musicians I know.
Yeah, what's his strength as a producer that he brings to the table that maybe you lean on more than what you bring?
He comes up with these amazing creative ideas. He's he really, I think, understands music from a different angle from I do, because being a drummer, to me, music is more just about like the groove and the feeling. Not that everything else isn't about the groove, but for him, he understands chords, and he understands maybe melodic things a bit better than I do.
Right.
I don't know. We seem to click on that. So
Well,
wanna
we
make sure he
love
gets credit for that.
Justin.
Yeah,
so much
absolutely.
love to you. Even though we have had our issues with the whole Mariah versus Whitney thing, but I still appreciate you.
I really think we should ask the audience.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
There's
In the comments below when we're done.
yeah. Let us know if you prefer Mariah or Whitney Houston. And
Yes.
don't give away what
No.
people
Mariah
think.
Carey or
Mariah
Whitney
Carey
Houston?
or Whitney Houston.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not that we're gonna judge you either way. Okay.
That's a lie, but.
But we love having Spencer as part of our team, as well as Justin, who is in here today as producers, but our mixer extraordinaire. And anything you guys hear from us is always done through Spencer.
It's made right.
Here. So now you can see the man behind the music.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
to
and
the LT show.
thank you so
And
much
thanks
for
for
letting
coming.
us come over and have
No
an interview
problem.
with you.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Of course. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Oh, one more time.